Yo, we here with the degenerates, bro. I would not want to be spending any other Monday than with my degenerates here at the Verse Crypto channel, baby. You know what, Kris? Today was crazy because I got up and I was like, damn, it's Monday. I love Monday. Dude, Monday is my jam. I feel like getting the week started is nothing better than it. Having a little bit of a rest on the weekend, maybe a little lazy time on Sunday. Monday is Memecoin Monday now, and I'm telling that right now. That's what it's gonna be from now on. Meme coins all day on Monday. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Let's freaking go. I love the energy. It's Monday. All the NPCs are saying, I hate Mondays. I hate this. Well, guess what? We're excited. We get up every morning. We find the next gem. We keep going. We keep making money. We keep stomping on the haters, and we just keep doing our thing, man. So you know what? It's a great day. We're up. God is good, man. And at the end of the day, the bull market's here, man. We've been at this for 3 years. If you've been viewing this live stream, you've probably been at it for a minute. And at the end of the day, we're all going to win. We're all going to have some fun, man. And I'm pretty stoked. So, as you guys know, BDI is doing its thing. Everybody's talking about it. We've been in BDI since day one. And there's a lot of things that we can brag about with PDI. But in this live stream, we're gonna break down what's going on with like the whole PDI ecosystem. And we want to tell you guys our story. Because everyone likes to talk about how they first got into PDI, what they did, and yada yada. And if you go and you look at all the big guys that got in the beginning, they all told their story, but we haven't told you our story. And I think it would be really great if it gets out there and most of you guys hear about it. Then we're going to talk a little bit about, our picks for the Pulsechain ecosystem. Everybody wants to know, what is our highest conviction plays? We move in and out of projects. We do short-term, mid-term, and long-term. We have long-term portfolios. We have a couple RWAs, meme coins, games. We also have some plays, high conviction plays on Pulsechain. And today we want to reveal our high conviction plays on Pulsechain. We're not like always trying to chase every shiny object. You know what I'm saying? We do follow the law of meme coins. And then we'll get into charts, man. So what do we think about all that, my man?
I think it's good stuff, bro. Listen, man, we've been in the Pulsechain since before the Pulsechain. We were in the PulseX Telegram group since there was less than 4,000 people in there. We were featured in Richard Hart's movie, his documentary, because we were one of the very first people to cover PulseX. And it was because we saw a need, and that's how this channel was born. It was born because so many people needed to figure out how to use and sacrifice for PulseX. And so that's where our journey began. We had been investigating the Richard Hart ecosystem and the Hex tokens and buying them well before the PulseX sacrifice. But that's when things really started to change for us, was when we started this channel and began this journey of finding some of the best crypto ecosystems you could possibly be a part of. And we made it our mission to educate and to pass this information along to our audience. And so that's been an exciting endeavor for me. It's something that I wake up for every single day, bro. And I get hyped when we get into complex theories like PDI.
Absolutely. So, hey, man, you said it best there. Now, let's just go back and get the scale back and just talk about this, because this is a really great story and there's a lot of great details behind it. And it's gonna be very eye-opening. So I'm really, really excited to talk about it with my boy, and the stuff we did, the stuff we went through. I mean, Jesus, man, some of these people on Pulsechain are, I'm not gonna say it, but some of these people on Pulsechain aren't as smart as you think they are. But we'll get into it. So to start off, what happened with the PDI stuff? So when Pulsechain first launched, everyone was freaking out. They're like, oh my God, we're going to be millionaires. We're going to be 10,000x above sacrifice price. It's over. Richard Hart's our savior. And, me and Trent, man, we were just like, bro, it ain't that easy, man. Like me and Trent, man, we grew up and we had to deal with a lot of stuff growing up. So when people just say, hey, here's a platter with your cake and your silver spoon, something's up. It's never that easy. You know what I'm saying? So Pulsechain launches, it goes below sac price. Everybody has a heart attack. Meanwhile, me, Trey Souls, and a couple other people, man, we were in PRC 20 mania, dude. We were buying like P-Ave, P-Link, anything with like a Pulsechain copy because everybody was saying, "Oh my god, it's a meme coin," and we look at each other like, "Bro, we love meme coins. That's our thing." So while we started buying all these tokens, we had like Piave and P Wrap BTC. Next, you know, Richard Hart puts out the Pulsex farm and it goes bananas. Woo! And we start to see some of these PRC 20s coming to life. You remember that day when the Richard Hart yield farms came out?
Yeah, that was huge, bro. And you know, people got their energy up, and it seems like people are they have such a short memory when it comes to these markets, and they don't remember these how these things are significant. And that was the first time we saw PRC 20s really take light, and that was a no-brainer moment. So definitely good to recall that moment because it's one of those things that got us to look in that direction and try to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, exactly. And what was crazy about that moment is when that happened, that's when we came to the realization that there's something about these PRC 20s that's going to be part of the Pulse Chain future. Every project founder, big influencer, people that were getting hundreds of thousands of views in the bear market were telling you it's a meme coin. Don't buy it. They're scams, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And they've been wrong about Pulsechain ever since then. And if you guys really want to know who I'm talking about, it's pretty freaking obvious. He had, I don't know, fiat on his live stream, but I'm not going to get into drama. We'll save it. We'll save it for when Pete gets close to pay. I'll start beefing with those clowns later. But the point I'm trying to get across is when that happened, that's what opened up everything for Pulsechain for us. And then I remember it like the back of my hand yesterday, August 11th, 2023. I was looking at the chain and I see PDI start to explode. And I remember when we're just buying random stuff, I bought a little bit of PDI. I said, screw it, man. Maybe we'll buy like a little bit of a stable coin and just mess around. Oh, there's PUSDT and PUSDC. I bet you some guys are going to be like, oh, man, this thing's going to go crazy. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. Next thing you know, I find a Tropa. I'm like, a Tropa? Is that the name of like a starship out of some nerd movie? And I see that it had a massive liquidity pair between PDI. And then I started looking at this wallet that owned a bunch of Tropa. It was called the 414. And I saw that they basically sniped the price of the bottom of PDI and paired up a bunch of these tokens and started burning it. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh, whoa, what is going on here? Then, literally, a couple days later, Holonomics puts out a tweet talking about what they found, and the stars just align. It started off with us going into the PRC 20 yield farms, finding PDI and a Tropa, and then Supreme Commander Holonomics comes in and it's just like, hey, we found something on the blockchain. It just all lined up across. You recall that day when I called you and told you about it?
I recall that day very well, and my mind was blown because I was starting to really begin to understand crypto at this point, and then this just opened up a whole new game theory to me and showed me what DeFi could do, what it's capable of, and so I definitely remember that conversation, bro. And I'm hyped that we got on the phone and said, "Screw it, bro. Let's go in, get some." PLUSD. Let's see what that's all about. All of these things were happening at that same time because we were seeing these PRC 20s open. So I just felt like that was such a blessing, bro. That time.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when that happened, there was a bunch of tokens paired up with the Tropa. It was like there's like the teddy bear, there was Poppy, TSFI, a bunch of Chinese symbols, and then Zen Classic was paired up with a Tropa. And that's what threw me off because at the time Jack Levin was like launching projects and pissing people off, and everyone Pulsechain was like, oh my god, Viper attack! Oh! And so right when I saw that, that's what really threw me off. And so we didn't know what was going on, scam or not. But when I lined up the tokens, and I was like, holy cow, it starts off with PDI, it goes into a Tropa, it goes into down, and then TSFI. It's like a gateway. And when I saw that gateway open, I was just like, yo, I think this might be like a system to absorb as much money as possible. I'm
That's
not
another day you called me and you explained how it worked like a pyramid or like a web. That's what you were trying to break down that day. It was a sponge. That was the word you used, bro. And then very shortly thereafter was when you began charting all of this stuff out. You were drawing. That was when you were getting heavy into drawing, bro. You were drawing a lot, trying to figure out what the heck was going on with all this webbing, and it eventually became very clear what was going on with this stuff, bro. So it was nice to be in the trenches and getting those phone calls, talking for hours about how these things were working.
Yeah, absolutely. It was insane. And so right when that happened, in my mind, I was like, okay, we got P die, and then I bought a bunch of Tropa. And so we were good, dude. We were just like, okay, so we got the baseline. So if P die gonna go to dollar, Tropa's gonna go somewhere between $9 and $15. I'm not really sure, but we did know that for a fact. And then people were hesitant to touch like TSFI and all this stuff. And I said, screw it. I went in and bought like 30 tokens. I said, I'm gonna buy this one, I'm gonna buy that one, I'm gonna buy this one, I'm gonna buy that one. I had no idea what I'm doing, but I had the paths. I know how to play this out, and we're just gonna see what happens. And as I go through and I go through each of these tokens, I started to realize that within this web, there's certain LPs and you got volume driving through. So rather than just own each of these tokens, you can pair them up into an LP and then just earn fees as trades going through. And that's when it clicked. The Tropa ecosystem is a huge game created by this wallet, the 414. And once that happened, everybody started coming in. They started buying like TSFI, Bear, Poppy. I can't remember all the tokens. We basically started going through a Pulsechain meme coin bull run when the rest of the market was getting slaughtered. We were running around just buying this coin, buying that coin, and just absolutely crushing it. We were in coins that nobody even knew about, and then they became mainstream. That's how crazy this was. And what happened was this thing evolved into a thing where like, oh, we don't know what's going on, to a full-on meme coin run. We had meme coins popping off there, and everybody was killing it, and everybody was crushing it. But on the flip side, we had the maxis that were sitting there crying their eyes out, saying everything's a scam, blaming their problems on anyone else but themselves. And then sooner or later, that group started getting very, very small, and we don't see that many more maxis on Pulsechain. But the point I'm trying to get across is me and Trey, we were researching these tokens and these projects. We were deep in the trenches. We were taking the arrows. We were getting spears thrown at us. We were dodging these NPCs in the Matrix. And it was a really phenomenal experience. And the crazy part about this, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about the entire ecosystem, but I will say I do know about, conversations between people about what's the overall intent, what's going on. And I do think that, after all of this, it started off as like a speculation, like, oh, I think this thing's going to go to $1, to I honestly think this will go to $1. This was Richard Hart's end game. I think Richard Hart's behind it. I think his developers have been setting this up. I think there's outside forces coming in. Well, not outside forces, but I think the intention is to create the first decentralized stablecoin. Any thoughts on that before I go to the next part?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely have some thoughts on that. I'll try to keep it short though. I think it's really important to think about the pulse chain ecosystem without PDI and without Atropa and without Teddy Bear and without some of these things that have happened in this time period where we saw this almost this bull run during the bear run. I think it shows that it pumped life into pulse chain, and I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say that I personally think that Pulsechain would have had a really, really difficult time if these things were not on the chain, bringing attraction, bringing volume to the chain. That's one point I want to make. The other point is about it's about Richard. Hang on, I just lost it though. I mean, would Pulsechain work? Would Pulsechain work without a decentralized stablecoin? Would it
Right.
ever even be able to pump without one? That's been the main question that I've asked throughout my whole journey into this PDI thing. And the truth is I don't think that it can succeed without a decentralized stablecoin, because I think Pulsechain exists for freedom. I think it is a blockchain that has slipped through the cracks of regulation, and it's going to give us the ability to have freedom and to have movement. And so I think that's what it was all about, and that was what the sacrifice was about. So I think that there are definitely still some plans in the works. And then the last point I had is that I wish I would have known how much information we were going to get being in our spot. Let me just leave it at that. I wish I knew how much information we would get at the verse. I never knew we would learn some of the things that we would learn, but knowing some of the things we know, I believe that PDOT has a plan, and I believe that all the evidence is there.
Absolutely. And before I get into the next part, talking about the game theory and this, like, the angle of how this is all going to work out, because I haven't seen one channel actually map it out correctly. And this is also another theory of how Pulsechain is going to play out with PDI going up in price very quickly. The one thing I will say is, we were told a date when this thing could potentially hit $1. I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not comfortable putting it out there, because then everybody starts speculating and it'll be like the biggest sell news event. But I do get a lot of questions about this, and I say it probably will happen sooner than you expect. And I'll just leave it at that. Now, let's talk about what's going on with Pulsechain and why everyone's so frustrated. Why isn't pumping? Why isn't all this stuff happening? Why isn't the OA address buying our tokens? My theory, and this is my theory, I could be wrong. If I am wrong, if Trey Souls is wrong, we are big with self-accountability. We're not like one of these losers that put something out there and say, oh, we think this is going to happen, and then they just ghost it and act like it never happened. Like, we'll come on and say, hey, we were wrong about this. We did this with projects before. We did this with pieces of information. It's okay to be wrong, because if you admit you're wrong about something, you can basically, it shows self-improvement, because by understanding that you did something wrong, you won't make the same mistake twice, and then you improve going up. If you say, oh man, I'm not wrong about anything, then you're just a narcissist. So, but sorry, that was bad. But long story short, when Richard Hart started buying, or I'll say the OA address started buying 10K or a bunch of Ink, Pulse, and Pulsex, I honestly think that was a test. That was a test for everybody to see what would happen to the price, because some people were saying like, oh, he's saying like, I'm still here. But in my opinion, I think he was just trying to like buy some of it and then just see like how people react. Will people sell and jeet? Will a lot of people leave the ecosystem? Will all the paper weekends just dip out? And in my opinion, that's what I think is going on. And so on the flip side, what we're seeing with PDI is the Entropy ecosystem, it's rising in value. It's gaining more versus Rat Pulse. There's a chance when Rat Pulse pumps that chart versus Rat Pulse is going to dip down, but I think it's going to come up, because like Trey said earlier, Atropa is designed to be a sponge. It's like a liquidity web that's designed to absorb money. So in my opinion, before Pulsechain does like a catastrophic blow off top run, just like the rest of these coins, PDI will probably come very close to hitting $1, if not hit $1. And when that happens, the MakerDAO contract will be updated with the new Oracle and all the new features to live in the Pulsechain ecosystem. And then that's when we start to see people with a bunch of PDI start speculating on Pulsex, your incentive token that for some reason everybody likes, but I don't really like, and meme coins like Teddy Bear. So there's a good chance that this could potentially be one of the main components in Pulsechain having an absolute crazy pump that we could potentially see. Trey Souls, any thoughts on that?
Oh man, I think you put it good, bro. I think we can move on to the next segment. I think it's all right there, bro. It's all right there for you, people. Just use your brain.
Yeah. So, like I said, Pulsechain is going to have its day. I see everybody saying like, oh, it's going to be like the Matic chart. It's going to be like this chart. I mean, to be honest with you, there's other infrastructure being set up. There's other things being created on top of Pulsechain. I do think PulseX will get V3 liquidity pools. I do think PulseX will have PRC20 yield farms. And I do think we will have the first decentralized stablecoin on top of Pulsechain. And when that gets in place, Pulsechain is going to rip beyond all belief, because everything that you can see from when SparkDAI came out to the new infrastructure being laid was based on a timeline. And so we'll just leave it at that. So cool. All right,
Yeah,
man.
it's my speculation that Pulsechain was not built to help Ethereum scale. Let me just say that, bro, because Richard knew that all these layer twos were going to be built. This has nothing to do with scaling, everything to do with freedom and true decentralization.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ethereum's going to be the go to blockchains, whether you guys like it or not. I know everyone's like, oh my God, Ethereum's dead. Crypto Banter told me, so I'm not going to buy meme coins in Ethereum. No. The reason why Richard Hart put basically Pulsechain, I don't want to use the term sidechain, but as a layer one with a designated bridge to Ethereum, is because Ethereum has all the value. And the goal is for liquidity. Liquidity. That's the word we use. Pulsechain is designed to get the most liquidity out of Ethereum, and using that liquidity, find ways to earn passive income, whether it's staking your Hex 555 or creating a LP between your PRC20, your ERC20 token copy. You just earn passive income off of fees. That is, in our opinion, is what Pulsechain was designed for. So cool. All right. Well, let's get into the next thing. Let's talk about some PRC20. Well, not PRC20s, but let's talk about some tokens that me and you are bullish on. Because, like, bro, me and you, dude, we've been through almost every single token on Pulsechain, and we had to comb it down and figure out which ones are going to be a solid bet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's a lot to filter through, bro, but spending as much time as we have, bro, I would definitely be wanting to listen to this list. So tune in right now. We got 67 folks in here. Thank you so much for being in here right now. Yo, shoot us out in your Twitters and in your X.coms, because the more people learn about this stuff, then the more those things can pump in your bags. So know that that's what works here. We pump bags, the bags pump when people learn a thing. So let us help you all learn here. And let's get into this PRC20 segment right now.
Yes, sir. So these are our highest conviction altcoins on Pulsechain that we personally own, not financial advice, and please do own your research, all that stuff. But the first one I want to talk about, it's going to be our little friend, the teddy bear. This is a token we have spoken highly about. This was also one of the tokens I bought. Well, we bought very, very low near the bottom when we were just randomly buying a lot of these tokens, trying to figure out what is going on. And the main reason why teddy bear is going to be so powerful is, number one, it's got the meme coin. Everybody understands the teddy bear. But the other thing is that burnt liquidity in the Atropia ecosystem. Because when PDI goes to $1, there's a good chance that the value of the liquidity pools versus Atropia is going to go up anywhere between like 150 to 250x. So that means a lot of the money that is in the Atropia ecosystem is going to benefit Teddy Bear, and Teddy Bear already has a really big community behind it, and it's going to absolutely crush it. So in my opinion, I think Teddy Bear is the number one meme coin on Pulsechain, and it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when before this thing explodes and does a Shiba Inu run. Any thoughts on Teddy Bear, my man?
Yeah, man, what you've got is you've got a meme coin here, and it's got two booster engines on it, bro. And it's got a community that's not backing down. It's got huge influencers that are backing it up and getting a lot of traction, a lot of volume every day. And then you have the engine that is a Tropa that's gonna make this thing blast off. Look at the chart already. It's had some wonderful runs. There's been a lot of chances to sell on several doubles and several X's. So guys, look at this thing right now. Absolutely ripping, seeing PDI today rip. We're going to always see this rip with it, which is why it's beautiful. Love that web. Love that engine, bro.
Yes, sir. And we're about 22% away from beating out Rat Pulse. Well, if Teddy Bear goes up by about, like, I would say 22%, then it's going to reach all-time high versus Rat Pulse. So I think that tells you everything you need to know about this token. And, I really did discuss these waves. Not a lot of people talk about why does that. It has a lot to do with that burnt liquidity. And it has a lot to do with money moving through the Atropa ecosystem. Anything with Atropa, it goes in waves. Everyone's saying descending triangles and they're trying to do that trading pattern. No, these are just waves of money just flowing in and out of the ecosystem. And as it continues to flow in, it basically builds a phenomenal foundation for not only Teddy Bear, but every other token within the entire system. And that's the main point I'm trying to get across. And so once we start to see volume Pulsechain rip, there's a good chance that we'll see a pretty good day on Teddy Bear. Now, for our next one, you want to take a guess what our next one is?
Oh shoot!
Well, you
Oh,
can kind of see it, but
oh, that's what I was about to say. I had to look away. I was looking up because I was like, you got to watch this up.
which one do you think we talk about next? What do you think? What are you
Oh,
feeling?
dude, click it. Just click it.
All right,
Just click.
PTGC.
What
All
a
right,
freaking concept! Look at that, dude. Oh my gosh.
bro.
Oh
What a
my goodness.
concept, bro. Such a concept,
That's
bro.
so funny. I redrew that same line today, bro. The same exact line. So those of you that think, man, this Trent, he's just a meathead, he's just an egghead. One, yes, I am. But two, I'm learning, baby. So don't be dogging on me if I don't know the Mac D.
The MACD. Let's freaking go. Now, here's the thing about PTGC. This thing was a ripper. And if you guys came back, we need to go down memory lane. So right when I got into this thing, it was like right around this area. Well, we both got in. And the next thing you know, this thing rips up to like a $2 million market cap during a bear market. And everybody was freaking out. They're like, oh my God, PTGC, it's the end of the world. Oh, aliens to the firmament. And all the flat earthers are like, oh, we're going to the firmament. Let's freaking go. And then I was just like, dude, what is going on right now? But this thing absolutely crushed it. It ripped. And then it had a, God, man, what was it? What was the correction? This must have been like a 90%. Yeah, here we go. A 90% correction on PTGC. Right when this happened, me and Trent look at each other like, all right, dude, what do we do? Do we stick this thing out with our moon bag or do we just move on to greener pastures? And then Trent, the smart one of us, he was like, nah, man, screw it, bro. We're staying. We're in this to win this. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then lo and behold, this thing just turned on. Now, why is PTGC so important? And I'm not going to get into all the nerd stuff and whatnot, but when Atropa was established, PTGC was basically built on top of it. So it's like a second layer. It gets into the highest volume pairs like Hex, Pulsex, Atropa, PDI, Teddy Bear, and a lot of other popular altcoins. So the best way to think about it, it's like an index. It's like an ETF for some of the most popular Pulsechain tokens. And because PTGC is built on top of the Atropa ecosystem, if PDI reaches $1, which is I think like a 200x or something, what do you think's going to happen to PTGC?
I just call these type of protocols plugins. It's just like they just plug into other things. It's gonna rip.
It's going to rip, and the market cap of this thing could, if it goes to $1, this market cap could get very close to $1 billion, just like that, because this thing is built on top of Atropa. That's why this thing's so powerful. So it's like a leverage play on the Atropa ecosystem. Now we can go through some of these pools. Rat Pulse 470k, PDI 304,000. What else we got? Atropa 126,000, Hex 47,000, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'll let you guys look. I'm not gonna go through every single thing, but the main point I'm trying to get across is this ecosystem is flourishing. It's going to be around forever. It's deflationary. You can earn passive income on top of it. And in my opinion, this is going to be another blue chip on the Pulsechain blockchain. It's going to absolutely rip. And it's one of the few reflection tokens that actually sticks around for a minute. So I actually love PTGC. Some other things to consider. They do have a UFO layer 2. So it's basically like a UFO token where you can like pair up with some of these high volume pairs and drive volume through PTGC. And then they also have SFD, which is seamless finance DAO. They have about $23,000 worth of that in burnt liquidity versus SFD. So you have 2 layers on top of PTGC, which is a layer on top of a Tropa. So we're getting into like Pulsechain matrix layer theory. Am I making sense?
Yeah, it all sounds like it just plugs into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So good stuff. Now, the next one we got to talk about, and this is one that nobody's talking about, which makes me excited because we always get into stuff that nobody wants to talk about. I love this. I love this play. The name of this project is A1A, baby. Oh yeah, we got shown when we got into A1A. I want to brag about this one. It was like I need to brag about this one because this one I'm actually proud about because it was right here. I remember because when we jumped in, I was like, dang, did I just buy a top? I was so depressed when this happened. Like right here, baby. So I was sitting there, I was just like, okay, all right, whatever. Cause Sonny came on Shill Tank, and I wrote this out a little bit. How much was that dip anyway? Now that I think about it. I'm really curious now. I don't remember it being that bad. Yeah, it was like a 50% correction. So yeah, it wasn't it didn't have a great feeling, but we stuck it out. And then next thing you know, no, we went to Valhalla. Let's freaking go. So basically, the main point I'm trying to get across is why is A1A important? A1A started off as like an experiment to see if there's trading bots on Pulsechain. And what Sonny did was he took A1A, paired it up with every PRC20 token, and then burnt it. So we're talking like P-Link, P-Dye, Piave, Raptal, like anything that was copied over. And he paired up into a bunch of liquidity pools. And it started off with like 200 of them. And he continues to add them every day. So now I think there's over like 2,000 of them. And so the goal is to create a price floor between all these PRC20s with A1A. And as the price floor of A1A continues to go up, it'll actually bring the value of all the PRC20s up so that it gives PRC20s life. Does that make sense?
Sounds like another supercharger token.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, and then there's another token called B2B where there's like a thick liquidity pair between A1A and B2B. And I'm not gonna get into the science of it. You guys go hit up Sonny because it's his ecosystem and he's a lot smarter than me. But the B2B is like kind of like collateral. It's like the bonding backing A1A. So when you have A1A and B2B paired up together, it basically stores money into it and it grows over time. So that like creates the price floor. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the reason why I like A1A is this is a play on PRC20 parity. If PRC20s go to parity, A1A is going to rip. It's that simple. That's why I like this token because I want to be in every single PRC20, even though we got a lot of LPs in PRC20s. But if you just want to sit there and be like, okay, what can I buy that has a little bit of piece of everything? A1A has that piece. So, definitely check it out. This is one of our other high conviction plays. Let's look at A1A. Let's see the pairings real quick. So, Wrap Pulse 41K. There's Wrapped ETH, there's PDI about 5K, Wrap BTC, Inc. And the list just goes on and on and on. And so parts of this actually ties into the Tropa ecosystem. For example, there's a pairing between like Teddy Bear and whatnot. So you can make a case where it's somewhat built on top of the Tropa ecosystem, but the main theory behind it is PRC20 parity. Any thoughts, man?
I think what the best thought I had out of all of that is that if you ever have an if and then statement that you can complete with the meme coins that you're looking at or with the plays that you're looking at, such as if A1A or if PRC 20 go to parity, then A1A will skyrocket. I think you're giving yourself a really good chance because narrative is embedded in that statement, and there's a chance for PRCs to do 20s to do something and A1A to do something. So I see big opportunity in both of those things, especially when you fill that statement, because that says that there's narrative. And if PRC20s go to parity, this thing's going to rip. Definitely something you want to focus on.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to say is, let me show you the price floor. This was interesting. So you're like, oh, dang, Kris, A1A is down versus Rat Pulse. No, that's not the point I'm trying to say. Just look right here. Right here. What do you see right here? What do you see right here? Tell me what you see. Right here. Any thoughts, Trey Souls?
Oh, it looks like it's increasing price floor here that it's creating for itself.
Yes, sir. You 100% correct. It's creating a price floor versus Rat Pulse, very similar to what we see with the Atropa ecosystem. It might take a little bit more time to form out, but if this parity thesis comes to fruition, there's a good chance that this is going to be the foundation, the decentralized Federal Reserve on Pulsechain. It's not the actual Federal Reserve. I know it's a bad analogy, but you guys get the point. So that's why I really love A1A. I think it's a great play. I think Sonny's a great developer. I think the community behind it is super duper smart, and shout out to them. Now, the next one, and this is one that we all know, and I'm going to get into the last one after this one, because the last one I cover is going to be a big one that nobody's talking about, that none of you guys figured out, that I'm excited to talk about. But we need to talk about PDI. This is our highest conviction play. I always talk about it. We take profits in PDI. We love this token. This is the one that really ripped up. This is the one that really changed our lives, and it continues to teach a lot of valuable lessons to us every single day. Now, in my opinion, I do think we're going to go to $1. That's the speculation. And I think this has the intention to be the first decentralized stablecoin on Pulsechain. And this is our highest conviction play. This is the one token that we're betting big on. Now, there's one thing that we can brag about, Trey, that I don't think most people can. Have we ever sold a single PDI?
No.
We have never sold a single PDI. When the Pulsechain little bull market thing over the summer hit, we got into like TSFI and all those tokens, and yeah, we played the laws of Memecoins of that one, but we've never sold a single PDI. We didn't even not one, not a single one, because we have a high conviction that this thing is going to happen. And especially when we got to here, I want to point this out. So when we were down here, and you see these little dips, right? You had Sami come in and he fudded to the ground. Then you had dollar cost crypto. You see this big red candle? Dollar cost crypto comes in, fudds it into the ground. KDB comes in and fudds it into the ground. They all got fudded. And everybody said, no, this thing's going to do its thing, and had a massive blow off top and then came back down. Now, from this period of time right here, I want to highlight this, because if you stuck with PDI and you're a true OG, this period of time right here, there was so much trash talking on Twitter. All the PDI maxis had something to say. How many days was this? This was, God, man, that was like 3 months. Wait, 3 months or 4 months? 4 months. Between this period of time, everyone just came in and started talking so much trash. And we sat there with high conviction and we said, we think this thing's going to $1. We think this thing has a future. We're holding on. We don't care what you guys say. And then boom, baby, this thing just takes off from there.
Hey, Kris, stop real quick. We got to stop.
Okay.
We have to stop.
Okay.
There's 105 people in here right now, okay?
Yeah.
Guys, take this moment to hit the like button. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Smash that like button, baby. Let's get up in the algorithm. Smash that like button, baby. Hit the subscribe button. Share it to your Twitter. Help us out, guys. We try to grow. We're a small channel, and YouTube don't like us. So guess what, guys? We need you to smash that like button. 10 more seconds.
Yeah, we need to start checking and making sure that we're getting more than 50% on future live streams.
Dedicated likes. This is the dedicated like time for all the free info we've given you over the years.
I guarantee you, we got
Okay, let's continue on talking about this gem.
yes, sir. And then this thing goes bananas. It goes skyrockets all the way up here. And we did not sell one single P die in this period of time right here. Sunny launches Die Hard. And we were one of the first people to back him and say, "Hey, man, we got you. We'll talk about it. We'll let the masses know." And we backed him up. And guess what? We bought Die Hard, and we didn't sell any of that. And we just keep doubling down. That's all we do. We got high conviction. Most of you guys sold your bags. You got out. You ran scared. It just takes a different type of person to do something like that. I mean, I'll be honest. We're crazy. We're probably borderline stupid. But hey, scare money don't make money. Is that the saying?
Check it out. The whole point, the big point here that is to not be missed is that we don't rest on the speculation that PDI will go to $1 one day. That is not what we sit here and dream about every moment of every day. We buy the bag, we hold the bag, we stay with the conviction, we do the research, and then we move on with our lives and into the next best thing. That's been the whole point of this channel. We've always wanted to find the new. And so the point is, I don't want to get missed, is that we don't need PDI to be successful. We just know it's going to be a part of this success, and we want to share it with you guys.
That's it, man. Yeah, that's it. So I think the main point I'm trying to get across is I've spoken to a lot of the Hex Maxis that didn't want to talk about PDI. And to be honest, I do like I don't want to expose them all or be like mean or whatever, but a lot of these guys in the background were jumping in, and I'm not going to list any names, and they're jumping in and out and they're freaking out. But at the end of the day, we stuck with our conviction, we doubled down, and it turned out to be a huge payoff. And we did it with PTGC, we did it with A1A. That's just how we roll, dude. We back up the truck, we stay with our convictions, we make a plan, and based on what rolls out, we adjust, we have a conversation. That's how me and Trey Souls roll. So cool, good stuff. Now the next one, and this is my sleeper that nobody's talking about. Actually, a couple of people did, but very, very few people. Everyone's on different ecosystem tokens on the Trophy ecosystem, and shout out to them. I'm not going to FUD their bags or whatever, but in my opinion, this is one that nobody's talking about. The name of this project is going to be Poppy. Now, if you guys heard about Poppy, I know Sonny talked about it a lot, and it was his guess for being the winner, and I agree with him. And the reason why I agree with him the most, I'm gonna zoom in real quick. So this thing's in the Atropia ecosystem, and hold on. Let me pull up the Pulse Up map real quick, because they actually have a really good map that I can use to show you guys, and also shout them out because they're really good dudes. Pulse Up. Wasn't it like Pulp Up? Pulp. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Pulse Up.
No, I'm lost. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Okay, never mind. So someone did like a liquidity map. It's easier, but long story short,
Was it Pulse Pop?
Don't matter. Let's see if I can find it right here real quick before I move on, because wasn't it like Pulse Dog or something?
Pulse Pup.
Pulse, yes, Pulse Pup.
PLP.
What's it called?
Pulse Pup. PLP, I'm pretty sure.
PLP. No.
Yeah, because I thought it was Pulse Pot.
Pulse Pop. All right, here, hold
on. You had it. I think you just had it, bro.
Was it Pulse Pup?
Pup, yeah.
Hey, can you just find it? I'll just start talking. So
yeah, go ahead.
So basically, long story short, the main thing I like about DAI is right here. So this is not DAI, I'm sorry, Poppy. Man, bro, I am just all over the place right now. All right. So the main thing I like about the Poppy, I want to zoom in on this real quick, right here. Poppy and Wrap BTC. There is 247K liquidity, and the market cap sitting at 1.9 billion. Why is this important? The reason why this is important is because if Wrap BTC were to go peg to the price of BTC, Poppy is going to be one of the closest LPs to Wrap BTC. So in my opinion, I'm not saying it's like the same as Atropa, but has similar functionalities to Atropa. And that is one of my biggest leverage bets within the Atropa ecosystem. And I do think this thing's going to rip, because when Wrap BTC gets up to parity, so will Poppy be dragged up with it. And in my opinion, a lot of the guys that got into Poppy, they're probably going to cash out into Wrap BTC, and then from Wrap BTC into Wrap Pulse or PDI or EDI or whatnot. Does that make sense, my man?
Love it. Leverage play on Wrap Bitcoin.
Yeah, so this is one of my highest conviction plays. I've been in this thing for a minute, dude. I absolutely love it. I think here, let's see if we have a better chart, something a little bit sooner. 8 months, 28 days. Well, I mean, this one's a little bit sooner. Let's see. Liquidity's low in this pair, but we'll see. Yeah. So overall, I really do like it. I do think this thing's going to run. I also do think a lot of these other ones are going to run. So good stuff, man. So awesome. You got anything else?
They said it was PLS Pup.
All right.
PLS PUP.
Oh, okay. So they did it. Shout out to you guys. PLS. Yeah, I got it right here. All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
Future Whaler confirmed for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Let's see if it'll pop up real quick, because I definitely want to make sure. I want to make sure I got the right. All right, here we go. So if you guys just take a look at this chart, so we have Teddy Bear, and then we have Poppy right here sitting kind of at the center. So basically, how you get to Poppy, you can go from PDI to Atropa to down to Poppy, and then there has to be one more right here that says Wrap BTC. This thing, Poppy, also connects into Teddy Bear. So in my opinion, if you got Teddy Bear, that's going to skyrocket, and then you got PDI, that's going to do its thing, and then you have Poppy backing Wrap BTC. I think that one is going to be an absolute screamer, and that is one of my biggest picks within the ecosystem. Some other ones that I saw that people like, some people like Mantiza. I know Coexistence Stevens has been talking about that. That's one of his favorites. Let me see if there's another one. And then the big one that a lot of people are talking about is TSFI. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So this is another ecosystem. It's called the Independence ecosystem. A lot of people are speculating that TSFI stands for T-share finance. So I'm not really sure. It is speculation. I do see there's a lot of popularity, but I usually go the opposite way of the crowd. But I do think all these tokens will do well, especially if PDI hits peg. Then a lot of these tokens are going to go up as well. The question is, which one do you think is going to go up a lot faster? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. I mean,
does it make sense?
Yeah, I love Poppy, bro. I can't wait to come back to this stream, because probably no one's talking about it, and probably no one's even really mentioned it since months and months ago, bro. So to be able to come back and say, hey, look, this is a real gem. This is a diamond. It's tied in. It's got leverage on Teddy. It's going to be leverage on Wrap Bitcoin. I think you're definitely putting yourself in a winning position thinking about this token right here. So, yeah, I like this one a lot, bro.
Yeah. That's one. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And then, there's a lot of stuff about down legal, but I think the main point I'm trying to get across is like, maybe find one or two high convictions, concentrate your value and time into it, and then just make a selection. And I think this is one of those things where even if you throw a dart, you'll do okay. And I don't think some of these do have mint functions, so be careful, but just don't spread yourself too thin, if that makes sense. And before we move on to the next part, I just want to say, guys, please follow Pulse Up. I'm sorry I butchered your name like 10 minutes ago, but if you guys get a chance, check out this account. These guys are awesome. They're creating their own liquidity web on top of Pulsechain, and I think the founder is an absolute stud. So yeah, really, really good stuff, man. So cool. Well, I guess next thing we gotta do, get into price charts and stuff. I mean, we covered everything on Pulsechain. Did you want to cover anything else?
No, that's good. I just would say if you're still on Pulsechain, don't. Yesterday was 2 days ago was hell and blood, and today it's ripping in these areas we're talking about right here. So if you're in Pulsechain and you're in these ecosystems, and or you've even been through that long stretch of like 3 months, we saw talking about the PDI FUD. Don't capitulate now. Don't get out of your position now. You've already been here this long enough to be learning about these things. Don't get out now. You're gonna be really sad in the future, and you know I would be kicking myself in the butt right now if I would have sold PDI um, back on a whim just for a small gain. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to try to create life changing and generational wealth, and you don't do that by putting yourself out of your bag and slipping out of position. You have to have faith. You got to have conviction. That's what this whole thing is about, and you got to continue to work hard. So I think if you're in Pulsechain, those are my words for you as we move on to maybe talking about some other chains.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. And hey, man, like I said, dude, me and you, man, we're crazy, dude. We're crazy. We did some things that you got to write in a book. So, and shout out to all the other OGs. And if you guys have any questions, man, leave them down below, and we'll get back to you. Now, let's just talk about what's going on in the chart right now. It's my favorite thing. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I kind of like getting into TA. TA is so much fun, dude. I wish we did this earlier, because like just learning these chart patterns and just seeing what's up is cool. So if you guys saw our prior live stream, we did identify that this is an inverse head and shoulders, and when it broke out, it did hit our target and went up a little bit. Now the question is, what's going on with Pulsechain? I mean, not Pulsechain, BTC, and what to expect in the future. So we did come up and touch 70K. Let's see if I can just go in the 4-hour. So basically, we're coming up and touching 70K, and then our all-time high is 72K. So basically, we're just trading sideways. And the question is, when will our next move happen? I'm not really sure, and I don't like to speculate too much, but the thing that I like to look at is what the chart and is how the chart performing. Now, there's two scenarios that could happen. We could come back down here and touch 58, 60K and then bounce back up and start running in the fall time. Or if we start getting close to 72K, there's a good chance we could break out, and then that's when we go for the next leg up. Those are two things to really consider, but I wouldn't really think too hard about it. And we're basically getting to that point in the market where we're getting very, very close to the altcoin season, which we've been talking about briefly. But long story short, I like what the chart's doing. Trading sideways is always good. Anytime you have this up and down, you get a chance to go and find your next meme coin. You know what I'm saying? Like when Bitcoin corrects, there's always a rotation down to Ethereum and then into a meme coin, and that's just how the market rolls. Any thoughts on the price right now, my man?
Yeah, I mean everybody wants that pump. We all want that pump to come, but it's getting very, very close to that pump coming. And so I hope that you're ready for it, and you're truly prepared, and you truly have your alts ready, and you're truly positioned in the meme coins and in the layer twos and things that you believe in, because when that actually comes, you're going to wish that you may have had more time trading sideways. So loving the trading sideways. It's given us some time to continue to move and do as we're sitting here, not just waiting for this candle. We love that sideways trade.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is we did have a weekly red doji on the closeout, so that does indicate bearishness. So I'm not saying this is going to go down. It just depends on how we perform for the rest of the week. But like if you see right here on the week of the 11th, we had a doji, and then boom, went that back down, bullish engulfing candle, came back down, 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 down. So last week, based on that closeout alone, it does seem a little bit bearish, but the real question is where are we going to close on this week? And that'll be a great indicator to how we're going to perform this summer. So, some scenarios we can look at. We could just trade sideways, and then we get into, this, I would probably say closer to that end of June, July scenario. And we could see a move to the upside, or we might start getting into like an altcoin season. So right now, there's nothing really too much we can say, and not not too much of the chart giving to us. So if that makes sense. Now let's go over to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance. So if you guys were in our last live stream, we were talking about what was going on. So everybody started freaking out right here. They're like, oh my God, Bitcoin dominance is breaking down right here. Oh.
Hey, Kris.
Yeah.
We got to stop.
Why?
We got about 40 more people in here right now, 40 new people in here, and we just need you to take this next 10 seconds to smash that like button and get some more of y'all in here right now, because we're talking about Bitcoin dominance, and Kris is telling you about how last week he actually told you guys that this green candle was going to come back up into this triangle. That's what he's going to continue telling you. After you smash that like button, you want to get all the calls here. This is where you're getting your calls from. This is where you're getting your information, and it's happening on a weekly basis, and we're spoon feeding it to you. So take it and use it, and don't let it go in one ear and out the other. Thank you for smashing that like button. Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
I love that, dude. You're like, hey, Kris, stop. I was like, why? I love that. That was good. That was good hype up, man. So I really do think that this breakdown had a lot to do with the Ethereum ETF. Everyone was saying that ETH was dead. ETH was dead. We told you guys, no, ETH is not dead. Start buying, because all the people that tell you to do one thing, you want to fade and do the opposite, like crypto banter. So my real question is, how is dominance going to perform versus the Ethereum ETF rollout? We saw a pop up, like basically in one green candle on the Ethereum, I think it was like the daily chart or something, was equivalent to the entire volume of the Solana blockchain. So that can already tell you that a lot of value enter into Ethereum after that news. So the thing that I want to see is if it comes up into this triangle, it continues to just trade up, and then sooner or later it's just going to break down and, like, you know, maybe come up. Hold on. Oh my God. Why won't this work? Is this happening again?
Yeah, you got to refresh it again.
I don't know why this keeps doing this, bro.
You get four lines there now.
Bro, this is driving me crazy. So, you know, the scenario that we could have coming in. Oh, okay. This is on the weekly. We don't want the weekly. We want the daily. So from here, there's a couple scenarios that we could look at. We can bounce in and, you know, come up here for like probably for the most of June, and then, you know, bounce back down into June, do another bounce up, and then we come probably into. All right, this is taking a little long time. I'm trying to get into the July time frame, and then boom, because some people think we might have like a breakdown in July, or we can just have the dystopic route where we come up here, touch this, and then pow pow straight down like that. So I don't think we're gonna have like a massive altcoin season anytime soon. This is just my speculation. I do see this trading sideways for a little bit more and following the 2020 bull market, and then maybe we start to see an altcoin breakdown closer to the July timeframe. And so the reason why I'm pointing that out there, and I'm going to show you this next indicator, just point out, is the altcoin season index. Now, if you come over here to the altcoin season index, it's sitting at a 31. It's saying it's Bitcoin season right now, but the Bitcoin dominance is going down. And that's why I got so confused, because I was sitting here, I was just like, why is this thing saying we're in Bitcoin season, but the Bitcoin dominance on this chart is showing a breakdown? And I think the main reason had to do with Ethereum. So we just look at the, the scale of this real quick. Oh my God, what am I doing? So we topped out at about 84. We hit right around 23. And then we hit about, what's this, 31. Now, if we go back to, was it 2021? Yeah, so right around this, in this 2020 timeframe, we came back down, we flattened out, and then boom, back into altcoin dominance. And so just taking a look at this chart, the question is this bottom right here going to be this bottom right here? Right here, and then are we gonna just shoot way up into altcoin season? That's what I'm looking at right now. Or Will this break down some more and come a little bit lower and come down to 25? I don't think this is going to go down below 25. I think it's going to get very, very close and then bounce up because there's like a little trend line right here and then keep going up. Am I making sense or am I just going on rant?
Oh yeah, no, I'm captivated. Continue.
Okay. So that's what we're looking for is how low this line is going to go. And then we'll start to see it gradually come up. And then once we start getting into the 96, 97, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, party in the USA, altcoin season. We're so rich. We're geniuses. And then right when everybody says that, I'm selling everything because it happened last bull market. And like everyone was like, oh my God, I'm buying Bugatti. So that's what I'm looking for. And that's why I like this altcoin season index, because even though Bitcoin dominance is breaking out of this ascending wedge and now it's coming back up, I do still think we have a little bit more time for altcoin season. And the time frame that I'm looking at is going to be sometimes towards the end of June, maybe July. That's what we're looking for right now based off of the chart. So yeah, man, that's what I got for that one. And then the last thing, Doge. We're getting some price action on the Doge coin. So right now, I'm gonna get rid of this. Just taking a look at Dogecoin. The reason why we're interested in Dogecoin is because we got a lot of dog coins that I can't even pronounce. It's like some crazy foreign language. But oh my God, bro, do I have to do this again? All right, I gotta stop having so many of these browsers. That's probably what's going to happen. Let me get rid of this.
These are great time for our audience and fans to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share with your friends, because this is good news, and we want to share the good news with you and your family and loved ones.
Yes, sir. Man, where's the chart where I just literally had everything drawn out? Oh my God, bro. How about I just throw my computer? All right. Screw it. Okay, so long story short, we're seeing some price action behind Doge. Now, if you guys have been following what's going on in politics, apparently Elon Musk is going to be like a advisor to Donald Trump or something. I don't know. I don't really care. The main point I'm trying to get across is if that happens, Dogecoin is going to absolutely rip. And so when Dogecoin starts to rip, we're going to see the dog coins do its thing. So right now it's blowing out of a ascending triangle, and this thing's in a positive uptrend, which shows me that this is extremely bullish. So if we maintain this positive uptrend and we come up here and start testing about 22 cents, we might start to see a nice little run of Dogecoin where we have to come up here and test right around 33 cents. So basically, I think what the point I'm trying to get across is when we start to see Dogecoin run, meme coin season is on. This is the OG meme coin. This is the one that all the guys pay attention to. And when I start seeing this, when one dog runs, all dogs run. Let the dogs out. You know what I'm saying? Who let the dogs
We'll let
out?
the dogs out, baby. Dog season. It's the dog season indicator. Ooh, let's go, baby. We love the dogs on this channel, man. And I'm hyped to see this because I don't look at this chart a lot. And to see it breaking out of that triangle, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I think the main point I'm trying to get across is when Dogecoin runs, all the dogs run. Shiba Inu, what's another one? Inu, what's some other dogs like Omikami, like
There's all kind of
Inu.
dogs out there you can get into.
So that's the main indicator, and that's when that's when we're going to start the meme coin season. So I like the Bitcoin dominance. I like checking the price chart, but I think the Dogecoin price chart is going to be your best indicator when meme coins just start absolutely crushing or ripping it. So yeah, man. So like I said, we're looking at to test 0.22 and then come up to about 33 cents. Once we start hitting 33 cents to start trading sideways and coming back down, this could potentially be a massive cup and handle, and then it's go time, baby. So yeah, man. That's all I got. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. You got anything else, my man?
Oh man, that covers the gambit right there for Pulsechain and the markets, man. And I'll be excited to talk about meme coins that we got, possibly maybe talk about Ethereum memes later this week.
Yeah, we gotta do a live stream on Ethereum meme coins. You know, I know we want to talk about today, but dude, we went crazy on Pulsechain, and
Yes.
Yeah, we had a little bit of time. I had to run through the charts. You know, I had to do a better chart analysis, but we're coming up at an hour, so you know.
Yeah, that's
But
perfect. I think I'm excited to look at memes over the next couple of days. Get back together, talk about some memes on here, man. Loving these live streams. Thank you all for joining us today. Seriously, 152 of you in here right now. It's getting lit. That is bullish. I can tell you. Analytics on YouTube match analytics on blockchains and bull runs. And so we see the uptick in people coming in. It just means your bags are going to get pumped. So that's why we're trying to have a greater call to action on smashing like and subscribe button, guys. We've been around since December 2021. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. So we need to make that push towards 5,000 and get pushed up higher in that YouTube algorithm so we can keep getting you guys in on these great tokens and getting you this information early and helping you win. Shout out to my boy Mac. My boy Mac started out his portfolio with us just a little bit about a year ago. He started, I think, with about $1,000. He's just hit the $50,000 mark. So congratulations, Mac. Young buck out here. I think he's got a couple of his own businesses. And so these are the types of people that are succeeding off of this advice. So if you want to be a part of that group, just like and subscribe, baby.
yes, sir. And like I said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.